Okay, salam alaikum. And we have momentum and collision.
Walaikum assalam.
Our new and last topic, last chapter is momentum and collision. Thank you, Nadia. So, we will discuss momentum and collision. What is momentum and relationship of momentum with collision, momentum before collision and after collision, types of collision. So, first we have momentum. And momentum actually, we can define momentum as the product of mass and velocity, product of mass and velocity, mv. Or we can say that momentum actually is the quantity of motion in a body, quantity of motion. Okay, what means quantity of motion? Okay, if you remember, we discussed this problem in inertia. That, for example, how hard is to start motion in a body. So let's suppose we have one body A and this one is B. So how hard to start motion in this body? It depends upon the inertia of a body. It means mass of the body, inertia. How hard to start a motion? Okay, so only inertia depend upon mass. So it is very difficult to start this body. This because mass of this one is greater than car. But if we say the another question that how hard to stop these bodies? For example, if these bodies are in motion, so how hard to stop these bodies? So when we say how hard to stop a moving body, so it depend upon what?
Velocity.
It depend upon two things.
Velocity, sir.
Yes, depend how hard to stop
Mass and velocity.
a moving body. So how hard to stop a moving body depend upon two factors. And these factors are two things. One is mass and second one is velocity. So it means that momentum. So momentum is equal to what? mv. Momentum is a vector quantity, same mass is scalar, but momentum is vector. And unit of momentum is mass unit is kg and v is meter per second. So kg meter per second is the unit of momentum. So how hard to stop a moving body depend upon two factors. One is mass, second one is velocity. So mass time velocity, we have another factor called what? Momentum. Our quantity of motion in the body is called its momentum. Okay, so we have inertia and momentum. Inertia was for what? It was for how to start a body, how to produce motion in the body. When body is it rest. So how hard to start motion? It depends upon mass. But when a body is moving, so how hard is stop an object? So it depends upon momentum, correct? And momentum depend upon two factors. One is mass and second one is speed or velocity of that object. Okay, formula of momentum. There are two types of momentum. One is linear momentum and angular momentum. Angular momentum when a body moving in a circular path, correct? With the reference of something, then we call angular momentum. But now we have a linear momentum, correct? We have different bodies. So what about their momentum? You can see mass 9,000 and velocity. Momentum is what? Momentum is 1.44 multiplied 10 power 5. You can see this mass is less but moving with the velocity of 80 meters square. So result is same 1.44. Same we have this one train. So mass is high but velocity is only 4. So momentum is 1.44. So momentum depend upon two things. First mass and second one is velocity or speed of their body. For example, how to calculate momentum for the first example. a basketball having 2 kg mass. Mass is equal to what? 2 kg. Moving with the speed, a velocity of 6 meter per second. Velocity is equal to 6 meter per second. So what is the momentum? Momentum is equal to m dot v, mass time velocity 2 multiplied with 6. It means 12 kg meter per second. Same you can find for second part and for third part. Okay, we have another. We have, if you remember, we have second law of Newton. Second law of Newton is F is equal to ma. This was second law of Newton. F is equal to ma. F is equal to mass time acceleration. But how we can write momentum in the form of Newton's second law? So according second Newton law, what is Newton's second law in term of momentum? That force is equal to what? Rate of change of momentum. This is Newton's second law in term of momentum. That applied force या net force on a body equal to rate of change of momentum. What this mean? Okay, if we have proof of this one, F is equal to what? F is equal to ma, where a is equal to what? Rate of change of velocity del v over del t. So if we replace a with, we have m, and a is del v divided by del t. Correct? So we have f is equal to, we have m and del v. We know that change in v is equal to what? Vf minus vi. So we can write uh, vf minus vi. Correct? And we have del t. So if we write this one, okay, I will write here that we have f is equal to what? M vf minus m vi divided by what? Divided by del t. So we have formula mv, correct? So if we write v mvf, this means that final momentum. Okay, same. If we have mvi, this means that initial momentum. So we can write F is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum divided by what? Divided by del t. Or we can write F is equal to what? Change in momentum, yeah, rate of change of momentum. Del p divided by del t. Yeah, applied force, yeah, net force on a body equal to rate of change of momentum. So this is law of second Newton's second law in terms of momentum. Okay. Okay, we have another concept of impulse from Newton law of momentum. Yeah, Newton's second law in terms of momentum equal to what? Net force is equal to what? Rate of change of momentum. So if you multiply t with another side, yeah, cross multiplication. So f del t is equal to what? Del t is equal to del p, where this factor is called what? This factor is called impulse. What is impulse? Actually, force and its time of action is called impulse. Force and its time of action. Or, for example, uh, we can define impulse another way, that when, for example, when a large force act on a body for short interval of time. For short interval of time. Okay, what this means when a large force acts on a body for short interval of time. So let me explain this impulse. Okay, if we remove this one. Okay, let's consider this situation. We have, for example, a rigid wall. Correct. And for example, let's suppose one ball, for example, moving with the speed of what? Let's suppose with the speed of v1. Okay, hit this wall, and again moving, for example, with another velocity after collision with wall. Let's suppose with v2 after collision. So, okay, what is happening here? Actually, ball is moving with high speed, with high velocity, but hitting this rigid wall, actually, first of all, the speed of body is decreasing. Then it will completely stop. First, it will decrease, then it will completely stop. Correct? And after stopping, again it will move in opposite direction with same velocity. Yeah, with different velocity, maybe different velocity possible, v2 moving with velocity number 1. So this actually impact of force and time is called what? Impulse. Body moving with high velocity reach the ball. So first it will decrease, then automatically, yeah, for example, after some time it will stop, then again it will move in opposite direction with some velocity, maybe different or same velocity, greater or less velocity. So this happening, this force, yeah, this when there is one factor that, for example, we have one force here that doing these all things like decreasing the velocity, stop, and again, for example, body moving with different velocity with another direction, in opposite direction. So this process actually is called impulse. So when a large force apply on a body with short interval of time is called what? Impulse. For example, again, one another example, uh, two bodies are moving toward one another with, for example, velocity. For example, let's suppose v1, this is u1. When they hit one another, so when they hit one another, what will happen? First of all, their speeds are decreasing. Speed is decreasing, and after some time the speed will completely zero, and this body will move in opposite direction after collision with different velocities. So there is one force we have, they doing all these, decreasing the velocity of bodies, and again, for example, moving, yeah, pushing these bodies in opposite direction with different velocities. So this force and time of direction, it will be very short time of interval. For example, coming these bodies hitting and moving in different direction. Actually, this force and time of contact, time of collision is called what? We call this one is impulse. What is the formula of impulse? Okay, impulse is equal to what? F delta t, and presentation of impulse is by uh, g, g vector. So it is representation of, you can see here example of golf, that, for example, force applied, correct? And the connection of ball and the stick, actually there is, for example, very short interval of time. So force is high, but the interaction between this one is delta t, very short interval of time. So this impact is called what? Impulse momentum. Yeah, impulse. So simply you can define that when a large force applied on a body for a very short interval of time, we call that impulse. And impulse is equal to what? Rate of change of momentum from Newton's second law, that we have F delta t is equal to rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum, same. For example, this ball is at rest, initial t at rest, but after, for example, hitting this ball, it will move in some direction. For example, maybe 2 meter per second, 10 meter per second. So difference between, yeah, momentum, change in momentum is equal to mass Vf minus Vi. So impulse is equal to what? Rate of change of momentum. Okay. This one is also example. The greater the impulse, you can see force applied, and T means duration of applied force. For example, for which time this force is applied. So the greater the impulse exerted on something, the greater the change in momentum. This is simply the equation that F delta T is equal to what? Delta P. Greater the impulse, greater will be the momentum. Okay. Okay, this is simple example, but you can solve. Try this one. I will not going to solve this one. Just finding acceleration of two bodies. When mass of one body is 0.5, correct, and force is given 0.9, correct, and time is given 1 second. So with the help of this formula, E is equal to F by M. You can solve these. This. So try this one. I'm not going to solve this one. Next, we have law of conservation of momentum. Same like law of conservation of energy, we have law of conservation of momentum. And according to this law of conservation of momentum, that the total momentum of a system before collision and after collision remain the same. Like what? For example, this body moving, yeah, mass of this body is m1, moving with velocity 1. Same this body of mass number 2 moving with velocity number 2. When they will, for example, when they hit each other, when there, for example, collision occur, so what will happen? So the bodies will move in opposite direction with different velocities. Like you can say that this one is u1, this body moving with, let's suppose u2. So momentum of these two bodies before collision. What was momentum of these body before collision? So before collision, yeah, you can say initial momentum m1 moving with v1 and m2 moving with what? u2, v2. After collision, same masses, but their velocity change, like m1 moving with u1 and same next body m2 moving with u2. So the initial momentum of this system will remain conserved. Correct? Initial will be equal to final. So how we can do this? Let's prove this. For example, I will tell you two bodies. Let's suppose body number one, mass one, moving with what? Let's suppose moving with ui. Same. Okay, mass number 2 and this one moving with u2. For example, they are moving and they, for example, collision occur between these two bodies. Like collision occur, mass number 1, sorry, mass number 1, this one is mass number 2, correct? Collision occur. So they will move in different direction, yeah, in the same direction with different velocity. Let's suppose body mass moving with v1 and mass body mass 2 moving with v2. So according Newton law, law of conservation of momentum, initial momentum of a system remain conserved equal to final momentum. What was initial momentum? Initial momentum was m1 moving with v1, u1. This one, let me change this one, u1. Mass number 1 moving with u1 and mass number 2 moving with u2. This is initial. After collision, mass number 1 moving with what? With v1 and mass number 2 moving with v2. This one is final momentum. And according conservation of momentum, initial equal to what? Final. So how we can prove? Okay, we can prove by with the help of Newton's third law. What is Newton's third law? Action and reaction law. According to Newton's third law, for example, if these two bodies hit together, so they will apply force on one another. Correct? Force, the magnitude of force will be same, but with opposite direction. For example, force number 1, yeah, F12, this means force 1 applied on second. Correct? Yeah, force number, for example, from body number 1 equal to force applied on body number 2, but their direction will be different. Clear? F1 and F2 both are equal. Force from body number 1, F2 is force from body number 2, but their directions are opposite. Negative means opposite direction. Okay, so we have from Newton third law that F is equal to what? Ma. For example, F1 equal to what? M1A equal to what? F is equal to Ma but M2A with negative symbol. Yes, excellent. Okay, M1A and M2A. We know that acceleration equal to what? Rate of change of velocity. Correct? Okay. Sorry. Okay. We have rate of change of velocity. So what is actually A? So write down here. We have what? We have M1 and we have del V divided by what? Del T. Same, we have M2 and we have A is equal to del V divided by del T. Change in velocity del V. If you cancel delta T with delta T, because collision time is same for both bodies, so we have M1 and what is del V? Actually, del V is equal to V1 final velocity minus initial velocity equal to what? We have minus M2 and what is change in velocity for second body? So final velocity minus initial velocity. Correct? So if you multiply M1 with V1 and M1 also multiply with what? U1 equal to this minus is with both. So first we have minus 2 multiply with V2 and minus minus plus. So M2 multiply with what? U1. Correct? So we have what here? You can see here. We have M1 V1, this one. So write down here we have M1 V1 And if you transfer this to other side, minus m2 v2, so we have plus m2 with v2 equal to what? This side we have m2 with u1, and if you transfer m1 to this side, so we have m1 with u1. So if you write down this side, like we have m1 moving with u1 and m2 moving with what? u2. So equal to what? This is actually your initial momentum. Same this side, what we have? Actually we have m1 moving with v1 plus m2 moving with v2. This one is final. So this means that initial momentum of a system before collision equal to what? The final momentum of a system after collision. So initial and final are same. This is law of conservation of momentum. Okay, one example on law of conservation of momentum. Imagine two balls, one is green and blue balls. For example, first one, take M1. Imagine 0.2 kg ball. Let's suppose this is M1. 0.2 kg. Moving at speed of what? 5 meter per second. It means velocity V1 is equal to what? 5 meter per second. Okay, 5 meter per second. Collide with another ball. Weight of another ball is 0.3. It means mass number 2 is equal to 0.3 kg. Yes, moving with the velocity of what? You can say V2 is equal to 2 meter per second. These are actually initial momentum of bodies. PI, initial momentum. Now, after the direction, after the collision, the 0.2 kg, it means the mass number 1. Green ball stop moving, it means the velocity of this ball, you can see u2, yeah, you can see u1 after collision, or you can say that we have v1 for this body, v1, correct, Zabar, equal to 0, stop. And 0.3 kg ball, purple ball, continues moving in the same direction, correct? So the same direction moving. So calculate the final velocity of 0.3 kg ball. We don't know about the velocity of second ball. So we can find with the help of what? We can find with the help of law of conservation of momentum, the speed of your body, the velocity of second body. So we have condition initial momentum equal to final momentum, where initial momentum is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 with v2 initial equal to final. So we have what? M1 moving with v1 zabar plus we have what? M2 with v2 zabar. But we don't know this m2. So as we know that condition after collision is body number 1 is completely stopped, so this factor is 0 because speed is 0. So we have m1, what is m1? 0.2 kg. Multiply with velocity, velocity is 5 plus m2 0.3 kg multiply with velocity 2 and velocity 2 is 2 equal to we have m2 is 0.3 and we don't know about the velocity of second bar. So first of all, if you multiply 0.2 with 5 equal to what? Equal to 1. Okay. So 1 plus you can multiply 0.3 multiply with 2 equal to 0.6 equal to 0.3 into V2. So if you divide both sides by 0.3, same 0.3. So we have what? We have actually 1 plus 0.6 is 1.06 divided by what? Divided by 0.3. So
So
V2
isn't it 1.6?
is 1.6, 1.6. Excellent, Mahdi. Thank you. Okay, V2 is ever equal to what? 1.6 divided by 2. Equal to what?
5.3, sir.
What, Mister? 0.8?
1.0.
No, it's
Please.
0.8.
0.8. Excellent, Mehdi. 0.8 meter per second. The second body moving with 0.8. So you can see here the sign is positive. This means that the same direction body is moving continues their motion. If we receive,
Professor?
yes,
Why did
Professor, isn't that 1.6 over 0.3?
sorry. Okay, sorry. Excellent, Nadia.
1.6 over
It's 5.3.
0.3, 5.3.
Okay. Excellent, Nadia. Excellent. Okay, V2 equal to 1.6 divided by 0.3 equal to
5.3
5.3 meter per second.
seconds.
Symbol is positive. This means body continues motion, the same direction as it was moving before collision. So if we receive minus sign here, so this will go in opposite direction. Correct? Collision. Okay. Okay. So we are left only with one more class.